Hey guys, welcome to the woods. Well, I love playing with analogies when I'm doing, I'm playing with my ability to climb the emotional tone scale. Like if I want to give myself a real sense of peace, there's a possibility of how it might run out. I have a desire for peace. A little bit of troubling day, like I woke up with a funny dream, kind of like a little uneasy. So if I'm uneasy when I wake up, I can amplify that. I can get uneasy with my wife. And we could start some little bit of a, just a little uneasy, no big deal. But you could amplify that, you could keep that going throughout your day and be like, show up at work with like, oh yeah, today's uneasy, I'm uneasy today. And then something goes wrong and you're like, bang, right? Now I'm in beyond uneasy, I'm in, you know, real frustration. And deeper than uneasy would be like, if you went all the way down into despair, like I can't do this anymore. Life is too much. It's between home and this and that. So we don't want to go down that emotional tone scale, even in pretending, but just to understand where we're going. That you could be down at that low tone scale. You don't want to be thinking about too much at that point. You don't want to be trying to fuss through, like, tell my wife why I feel unloved, or try to convince your boss of what he's doing wrong, or try to settle something with your neighbor. Not a good time to do that. It's a good time to go back to bed. But tools to climb out of that is really my point in mentioning all that. And why? Why, no one taught me this when I was a kid. But the thing is, life is changing, much like it did for the American Indians. It's like when the American Indians, when Europeans started coming over, there's a lot of people who were pretty tuned in, tapped in, turned on. They were pretty mystical, pretty connected to earth, pretty grounded, pretty open society, right? They gave us a huge gift, and we learned so much from them that we don't really, whatever. So just using that as an analogy, it's similar, the sense as an Indian chief seer that I would want to give to my people, knowing if I could know that America, what we have today, was coming. Everything works the way it's supposed to, so I don't ever sort of play with like what did happen, should it have been different, could we have done things differently, what did we do wrong, so I'm not going to play from that side in this narrative. Some people, if that's where you feel, then it's indicative of to your frequency, if it's so. There's no judgment. It's just sort of good to always kind of know where you are on the emotional tone scale, and I go up and down it like everybody else does. I'm rarely in despair. Don't go to revenge and anger and, those emotions I don't play in. Not because I don't try, it's just not part of me anymore. I'm not strong enough to be down in despair any more than I can be in blissful joy all the time. Be that Buddha soul who sits on the rock and just holds a sense of love and adoration, which is really the most powerful thing on the planet. It's basically what God is giving us, or infinite beings, or source energy, or adoration. So that energy that's that's given to us from source energy, from the other side, from God, connection to God, is affected by the frequency of the planet, because I'm human now. I got matter in me, got the planet on me now. I'm more energy ball than I am a physical being. I've manifested this physical being, though, and we're talking as physical beings, and so let's play with it as physical beings, because it's winning the lottery ticket to be here on the planet at this time. But it also is a good time to get this message that I feel like something's up my back. It's just black ants around here sometimes, and they're pretty big. They travel pretty good. And I was sitting down a minute ago. All right. So back to this narrative. If I'm the Indian chief, knowing what's coming for America, go fight? No. I got to impart what's my community's, my own wisdom of what do I have to give them as they come and integrate into my land. I want to give my people a sense of just be at peace with the process. Just if you're a fighter and you got to go fight, be at peace with that. If you're a mother and you lose children, be at peace with that. We all know where, all those souls knew on some level, because they're really energy beings, that there was really nothing that could happen to anybody. Those souls are back on the planet. that frequency, that energy, that beingness is still alive and well, could be affecting the frequency of my existence right now. But it's not a place location thing. You come in as a certain personality and a certain expression of source energy, view of from source energy, whatever. There's a million ways you can slice it. You're a galactic being in a holographic universe. I don't know. I'm not going to try to explain that, but I can tell you this: you can change your experience by changing your frequency on the emotional tone scale. That I have experiential knowledge for. I know that it's true. You can say finding God, you can say finding enlightenment, wisdom, clarity, but it's a part of the emotional tone scale. And it's not rocket science, but most people are sort of hanging out in the middle, which is good, but play with it a little bit. And here's where the tricky part comes in, which really I think prompts me for wanting to push these videos out. Right now, the galaxy is affecting planet Earth. Of course it is, right? We're humming in the perfect proximity to every planet in the whole entire galaxy. We're all locked like a web. Planets, stars, solar systems, black holes, stuff, it's holographic. We don't know. All right, so, but it has an effect on our planet. You're a galactic being. So the frequency, the vibration of our planet changes, and now we're projecting a different frequency. We're still matter, still very dense. It's much like the emotion of the deep, dark earth emotions. Nothing wrong with them. We're going to pull those earth emotions, though, up into manifested being, connect to source energy, and sing like angels, and feel very magical, very light, and we'll be performing all kinds of crazy miracles, much as was foretold. Basically, Jesus' part of his magic was that he did it at a time and a frequency on the planet when nobody could really do that. Nobody was really, it was very difficult to be seen with an aura around you that was a glowing ball, and or having other beings on either side of you talking to you, or changing water to wine and all those kinds of things. It doesn't matter how you see the story or whatever, but obviously there are some secret powers that we've yet to master. It's like that we've start to hit ice on the iceberg, but we're just discovering, wow, we're maybe a little bit bigger than we thought. Yeah, it's like the iceberg. You have no idea. So the thing is, though, we're going to be 24,000 year journey around the galaxy. Happens all the time, every 24,000 years. So we came out of a really dark frequency where the planet was very, very dominant, and we didn't have much connection to source energy. But they did work on our body. So we've been tuned up, and last time we were enlightened beings, 12,000 years ago. 12,000 years ago, we were in the part of the galaxy where we're headed now. We're at like 7 o'clock, 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock would probably be the peak, and I'm talking about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, we're very enlightened, and also knowing that we're going into a deeper, darker, less connected to source. We're gonna birth up more barbaric children, more ruthless, more difficult, more earthly. Nothing wrong with that, but that's what's going to happen to the planet. Now the vibration changes as it comes around other parts of the galaxy. Right now, we can see the true north changing, and that's what makes all the plates move around and all that kind of stuff. It's a very fluid ball of energy, is all Earth really is. From a holographic perspective, from a scientific perspective, from a whatever. So we want it as an energy ball being. We're the energy side. We're the light, the song of God, if you will. Source energy, they say, is sound, not actually. You can take that sound and turn it into words, but you can turn it into me. So I have a sound that radiates and creates me, and I'm going to dance to it, whether I tune to it or I fight it. I'm going to dance to my tune. And it doesn't mean I'm going to be the same person. I could struggle all my life, and I could, dying young is a funny thing, because there's multiple versions, holographics. There's multiple versions of me, and it's a lot what I'm talking about. What we're able to do now is we're able to tap into other versions of reality because we have a different frequency. We're more connected to our dream version of ourselves. Our sleeping at night is more real, of like our energy ball, who we are. Anything you think, that's where you are. My dog's driving the car. How interesting. But it's not, it becomes like, what's my emotional state? I'm pretty stressed out. feel out of control. Oh, because your dog's driving your car? Well, I'm feeling out of control, so consequently my reality feels like the dog's driving the car. Now I just drove off the cliff, I'm about to crash and die, and I wake up and I'm like, oh, that was disturbing. Well, that's really you. Your mind takes you on any adventure you want. So as you focus on, as you slow down your mind, move to meditation, 5, 10, 15 minutes a day is all you need. Quieting the mind. Muse headset, I think, is a great tool. Teaches you to be conscious of your breath. And you learn to do that, and you master it in your room, and you take it out into the world, and you're just not so reactive to the earthly frequencies. And you're climbing up the emotional tone scale. You never go below acceptance. I'm always okay with whatever it is. I got a dumpster dive type of day, but I'm okay with it. So I'm always okay with where I am. Now, and you know where whatever's just happened is perfect. So now all I gotta do is integrate what's been. So the American Indian narrative, easy to integrate. It's what is. You know, we didn't do anything wrong. That's exactly the way it needed to roll out. But imagine the change for the Indian living in these lands. And then now we have high rises and things like that. And of course, he's an infinite ball of energy that's hanging around this planet. So he's coming back around. Sometimes it might be 1,000 years, might be 12,000 years, might be 1 year, might be 1 day. It's soupy, who knows? So the point is getting to that iceberg, discovering like that bigness of who we are. You're an infinite energy ball. You're coming and going from this planet. This planet is changing its frequency. And as its frequency that it's in right now, it's a very quick change. It's like springtime, like we just came out of the thaw. All of a sudden, we can connect to source so much. Even take like Edgar Cayce 100 years ago, talked about this exact narrative. And he had to go into a trance. He had to be hypnotized by another person to go in deep enough to connect to this. And the American Indians could pick up on some of this type of stuff. You know, they had their own narrative too. But it was a darker time of the planet. Not as much was given. That's why Jesus' message carried for so long. It was like, yeah, we don't, nobody else who's coming along that's helping us understand who we are. And that's a continuous, ongoing thing. We're always discovering, we're always expanding. So, as we own the fact that, you know what, I'm an energy ball, nothing can happen to me. I just want to come here and bring peace and acceptance to the process of integrating energy of love on a planet of despair. You know, it's just the frequency of the planet. There's nothing wrong with the planet. It's just that's what it is. This is density. This is a planet, not the sun. And we're here to play with its energy. And adoring yourself, your planet, your life, your situation, your whatever, is the power. Adoration, focused adoration. There goes your dream. Your dream becomes your reality. We're figuring that out, just like we figured out gravity. But back to that Indian chief. What do I say to my people? How do I help them? I feel like, well, I don't want to spend time on what I would say to them then because this is all past, but you get a feel for it yourself, right? It's like, just be at peace with the process. It's coming. Change is coming. Change is good. And we're still in the change is coming, change is good mantra from your Indian chief. So the point I would want to further emphasize is just know that there's a lot more frequency coming at us now. Everything has changed, and your connection to source is you're able to float that emotional tone scale more, and it's a little bit more of a wild ride. So you get where you're feeling really up about something, and then that's what makes like home life as it's been intolerable. And it's like, well, how's that helpful? It's like, well, you're gonna, just like the whole planet is, you're gonna have to break down some walls and open this place up. Ultimately, how do you do that? 4 words. I like to look at them as spinning the pedals on a bike. You got top, bottom, where your foot's at the top, your foot's at the bottom, your foot's at the front, pushing down, foot's at the back, lifting a little bit. That pedal stroke. 4 words. Lifting at the back, I don't know. Sit with that for a month of your meditations. I don't know. Just sit with I don't know. I don't know what I interpret about my past. I don't know where we're going. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And then yes. Yes to whatever you're experiencing. Yes, what you're thinking. Yes, the fact that I'm meditating and a thought came into my mind. Yes, yes, yes. Let it fly. Let it go. Yes. Both. I'm frustrated. What do I do? Which way? What? Both. You got stick in your hands, got both ends. Both. You want both ends. Take the whole stick. both to whatever you're dealing with. And then gratitude, thank you, appreciation, adoration, self-adoration. You feel it enough, it'll dribble out of you, and you'll be adoring others, and magic happens around you. So, just like you do when you adore a plant, right? You adore a plant, it thrives. You know, on a plant, and it shrivels. It's like I knew that. It was old news when I was in, elementary school 50 years ago. So the point is, integrating this, though, is tricky, and it's more important or more valuable or more important now than it's ever been, because we're moving quickly and things are changing quickly. And you thought it was a big deal when the American Indians took over and how we've changed this continent. It's not a we and them type of thing, though, for sure, right? That's us. It was us in the past. It's us doing it again. It's all over again. We're going to keep expanding with what we do. But we're going to exponentially expand very quickly. 12,000 years ago is when they were developing this human body. That's why you saw it sort of evolving. But we have built this human body for this experience that we're just starting into right now. Woohoo! It's going to be very exciting. But it can be very troubling, too, if you're not like, yes, thank you, both, and a little bit of, I don't know. Just get on. Let's go. What's coming? Who's coming? I don't know. Let's have fun. All right. Love you guys. Hopefully that gave some clarity. I don't know. All right. Love you. Out. Throw love bombs on yourself. Gratitude, appreciation. But nothing's better than feeling adored. All right. Love you.